Hi, this is James Van Prague, and I'm here to be your guide. This video is part of a series of soul-inspired videos to help you to be the best you can be and really leave your soul signature upon this world once you leave. To live the life you're meant to live, a soul-inspired life. In the last video, we talked about how you can really recognize your soul's purpose, recognize your soul light, and that of another person, and also what the qualities of your soul are, so you recognize those qualities and live accordingly. In this next video, I'd like to bring you through a process of breaking soul patterns, releasing those charges within us and around us that no longer serve us any good, that no longer serve our higher purpose. Before we come back to this earth, our soul really goes through a very incredible time meeting with our guides and our teachers, and we really do work out our soul blueprint. We work out accordingly all the various situations and scenarios our soul will go through in the human world. And some of us can look at that as suffering, and others can look at that as opportunities for your soul's growth. Many times we will come back to this earth to break various patterns, various ways of doing things, because we have to grow and expand. Now, it's so much easier for you, as you know, to live a life that you're used to, that you're supposed to live, that everyone tells you should live, and we go in the same thing over and over again, repeating various patterns. Maybe you're trying to find the love of your life, and for some reason, you keep having people come in your life who don't fit that bill at all, who are not right for you. Why do you keep attracting the same type of person who's not right for you? What about that job that you want so badly to fulfill your soul being, your soul purpose, to fill you up with joy and happiness? Why can't you have that job? Why can't you have those things in the physical world, the earth world? For instance, money, finances, freedom, financial freedom. Why can't you have the nice things that you want? You can. It's just really living those old patterns of belief systems that you come back with, or belief systems that other people have embedded upon you. We go back to what is comfortable. What feels comfortable? Because a lot of us don't want to do the work. It's so much easier just to let things happen and feel like the victim. You don't have to suffer. How many times do you suffer a day with your thoughts, with your actions? How many of you play the blame game? It's that person's fault. How many of you sit in judgment? They weren't good enough for me. They did this. That should have been that way. Can't be that way. You want to start breaking those patterns of thought, breaking those patterns of judgment. And how do we do that? The first step in breaking these old soul patterns is number one, having a relationship with yourself. Knowing who you are, taking the time to be still and to go within and honor yourself. Understand your soul. Recognize your soul. What feels good to you? What feels right to you? It may not measure up to what other people think of you or what other people's ideals are for you. You are a unique individual. Every single soul that comes back to this earth is different. No one is the same. You have to celebrate that diversity, the difference. It's your different light that will illuminate the planet in its own purposeful way. So you have to be honest within yourself. Start to have a relationship within yourself. What feels good to you? What nurtures your soul? Now, we talk about karma. Many people talk about karma, the law of karma. What is karma? It's just energy. It's energy that we carry back with us. We have these karmic patterns over and over again, energies that we keep on repeating because we won't release them. We have the marriages that don't work, relationships don't work, or we're not in financial freedom, or we have belief systems. Maybe we have health crisis, addictions. You know, this planet, this three-dimensional world, is a world of addictions. We come back here to break those patterns of addiction. And those addictions can be emotional addictions, physical addictions, mindful addictions, chemical addictions, relationship addictions. This is a place to break that. Whatever in your life is not serving you, whatever in your life does not make you feel good and happy, you can get rid of, you can dispose. You have a choice. You're given a choice. How many of you like to stay in the world of suffering? Because if you want suffering, you can have suffering, whether it's mental suffering or the blame game, blaming yourself, feeling guilty about things. I should have, I could have, I would have. How many of you like to suffer mentally, Emotionally, I'm not deserving of love. I shouldn't have a relationship. I don't know what happiness is. Happiness will never find me. Really, also physical. I'm never going to get better. Why can't I run faster? Why can't I lose weight? What is it about me that I'm not good looking? How much more suffering do you want to do? Because you can do suffering for many lifetimes if you like. But really, I think now is the opportunity for you to stop those patterns, to stop that karmic energy. So karma, building up this karma, is really energy that you're putting to a purpose. You're giving karma, you're giving energy to a negative thought, a negative behavior. Don't need to do that anymore to validate who you are. You don't need that behavior anymore. So you first have to have a relationship with yourself. You have to first get involved with attuning yourself to your soul's light, that loving being, and just love yourself for who you are. You are a unique, beautiful design from the universe. Celebrate that. Celebrate your awareness, your thoughts, your outlooks, your viewpoints, your creativity, your style, the way you look at the world around you, the way you look at yourself. It's unique to you. Celebrate that. Start celebrating those things that are you. You first. Now, if you're ready to do the work, I have two processes for you to help you with this. There are certain soul patterns that you carry back with you from lifetime to lifetime. So in this current lifetime, I want you to look into your life and have a piece of paper and a pen there. And I want you to write down things that you have in your life that perhaps you're stuck in. Let's say the same job. I can't get out of this job. I want you to write down those patterns, your soul patterns, that you feel stuck, that you feel limited, that you feel are dark, that you can't have any lightness or joy about. Just start writing those things down. A job, maybe a relationship that you're stuck in, maybe a certain addiction that you have. Maybe it's a friendship that you won't let go. Maybe you're being used by people. Maybe it's a behavior pattern that you want to get rid of, that you're stuck at. Just make a list of different areas of your life and be as specific as you possibly can of these various areas that your life seems to be stuck in. Financial, health, whatever it is, be as specific as you can to yourself. And at least these are soul patterns that you believe you have, that you keep on going back to through lifetime to lifetime. So as you make that list, one at a time, I now want you to go back and circle one item. And as you circle that item, I just want you to intuitively write down the lesson that your soul is learning from being stuck in that place. What is the lesson that your soul is learning? Being stuck in that place, that attitude, that behavior. And then go to the next item and circle that. What lesson is your soul learning from being stuck with that belief system, that behavior, that addiction? And then go to the next one and circle that one. What is the soul lesson? Everybody will have different soul lessons. And remember, it's all about learning. These are not punishments. Obstacles are really ways for you to see things differently. I often say obstacles are opportunities for you to see things with a very different viewpoint. So going down that list and circling each one and seeing what the different soul lessons are in each. So as you're doing this, the items, and you're circling them, some of you might find it's hard for you to know what those lessons are. So I just want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your soul speak to you. And as you do that, writing down soul lessons, it might be a behavior that's repeated over and over again throughout your life. Try to see that, what behaviors are repeated over and over again in your life. Now, after a while, you'll begin to see these various patterns or areas of your life that need to be looked at. Again, remember, what we perceive as obstacles are merely opportunities for your soul to look at something very different with a very different light, a very different awareness and understanding of various situations. So in this next process, it has to do with soul connections and your group soul karma or soul patterns that you share with other souls. So what I'd like for you to do is get out a piece of paper and a pen, and this is going to be a chart. You're going to make what I call a soul map. And this particular soul map is a map of you having a soul connection to other beings, other people in your life, in this lifetime. So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to write down the name of a person in your life who has passed over to the spirit world, perhaps, and just write down the name and the relationship that you had with them on a piece of paper. And then circle it. And then write down the name of another person who shared this life with you, the relationship you had with them, friend, partner, whatever it was, circle them. And then write down another person, even an animal you can do, someone that's passed over to the world of the spirit that you shared some time with on this earth, that your two souls connected with while on this earth. So you can make a little map, a soul map I like to call it, of the different people, different energies that you shared so far in this lifetime, and those who've passed into the spirit world. These are people that have passed into the spirit world, those souls that now reside there. So I'll let you do that. Now, I want you to look at that map, the paper in front of you, and just see, you've made the circles, the names of the people. Just look at the design, somehow the design that you made when you put their names, the relationships, just where they stand on that page. I just think it means something. It just might come to you as you look at that formation, the design of where you place that person and that person, just something for you to be aware of, that maybe unconsciously you put them there for some reason. Great. Now, what I'd like to do with you is to walk you through this next exercise of you meeting up with these soul connections, these soul beings, your soul family. So, wherever you are right now, just close your eyes and we're going to concentrate on our breath, breathing in beautiful, loving light, golden light into the heart, and exhaling any old stagnant energy that's holding you back, that's stagnant in the body or the energy field around you. Replacing that with a beautiful, loving light. So inhale the light and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Good. And you may do that with a breathing, but as long as you'd like to, that's fine. I'm just doing it 3 times, but you can go on longer until you get to the next part of the exercise. And with your eyes closed and centering yourself in the beautiful center of the heart, I would like for you to use your imagination. And in your imagination, this beautiful window of the mind, I'd like for you to create a celestial elevator, an elevator that's made out of beautiful, beautiful particles of the universe, perhaps, whatever that means to you. It can be any color, any texture. This is an elevator, a cosmic elevator. When you are ready to get on a cosmic elevator, the door is open. And as you walk in, there's this peaceful, lovely music, lovely, light energy. You feel centered, balanced. Everything's in harmony. The doors close slowly. You feel very, very energetic and relaxed at the same time as you ascend higher and higher. And you just relax, and you are brought higher and higher to different realms, ascending to higher and higher realms. And this beautiful celestial cosmic elevator just brings you up to these higher levels, higher dimensions. And when the time is right, and you will get to the floor, to the level that you're meant to be at this particular time, the elevator stops. The elevator stops and the doors open up. And this beautiful world filled with colors and light are before you. Step out of the elevator, and there to greet you, this journey, one at a time, you begin to see the same person, one at a time, that you wrote down on that list. So perhaps it's a father figure, or it's a mother figure. One at a time they come in, and they welcome you to their level, to their floor, to their dimension. And as you connect with them, your soul instantly recognizes the lesson that you had to learn from them, or they from you. What soul connection, what pattern do you have with each individual soul that you see now? One at a time. Maybe it's patience, maybe forgiveness, maybe love, maybe discernment, maybe judgment, whatever lesson. We just want to see what those lessons are with each individual soul. Your soul will recognize it. And as you receive the information from the individual soul, also feel their energy come across to you in your heart. Remember, you've been together in many lifetimes. You're just acknowledging right now the connection that you have, this thread that goes through all these lifetimes, the lessons that you are learning from each other. Did you learn that lesson in this particular lifetime? Did you not learn the lesson? Do you need to be given more attention to the lesson? Perhaps let go. Let go of guilt. Perhaps bring forgiveness. Perhaps a sense of awareness. Perhaps a sense of sympathy. Perhaps a sense of joy. Whatever lesson you had to learn, see it, feel it, experience it now. Now, once all of these souls have gathered together and they're before you, I just want you to begin to feel that sense of the group soul energy and be mindful of the various patterns that weaved in and out that you've learned through various lifetimes from one another and the different roles that you've taken on. In one life, you may be the mother or the son or the grandfather or the uncle or the friend. Become mindful of all these different roles that each of these souls have played with you in various lifetimes and the lessons learned from each. Good. Thank them, bring them gratitude, and realize that you can go back and see them and have a conversation with them anytime you please. And now I'd like to leave you with a little bit of homework because I think it's always good to instill this mindset with you at the end of the video. What I'd like you to do is, again, get a piece of paper out and a pen. And I just want you to do some soul searching. So in order to break these patterns or behaviors, we have to, number one, be aware. And again, this is not judging it. It's just being observant, being aware of these things. You have to heal something, and the first place of healing it is awareness, having an awareness about something so you can change it. So I'd like you to write 2 different columns. So the column to the left, I want you to title that column, Suffering. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to write down maybe a word, a sentence, or activity right now in your life that you feel your soul is suffering, that there's a soul pattern you can't break, and you're suffering in some way, whether it's addiction, with relationships, financial, job, whatever it is, write down, you feel suffering. Now, when I say suffering, I mean that you can't clear something, that you feel stuck with something, that you're repeating something over and over again. Just one item at a time. In the next column to the right, I want you to title that column Contentment. And I want you to now to look at the first column of suffering and the item, and then go over to contentment. What do you have to do in order to be content? To change that soul pattern, to bring yourself from a place of suffering and breaking that pattern to a place of contentment, happiness, love, and joy. You break the soul patterns when you fill up that space with joy. Your heart sings, you are joyful, and you are happy. Life is too short not to be happy. You're not meant to suffer. Remember, obstacles are opportunities for your soul's growth. So start filling up that column of contentment. How do you have to change? What do you have to release in order to have that space of contentment? Now, this homework assignment, of course, is something you can use from time to time. If you do this again in another month or 3 months or a year, things will change because you've broken a certain or released a certain pattern or a belief system or behavior. So it's a very good way to keep yourself aware of how your soul is expanding and how your soul is growing. So I hope you enjoyed that exercise. It really is transformative and very insightful. So I'd love to hear about your comments, so please put them down below. You'll see the place for comments. And feel free to share these videos with anybody who you think they can help, because that's why I do this, to help people and for you to help people, so we help each other out. Remember that these are just snippets of a larger new online course I'm doing called the 28 Days of Total Transformation. I'll tell you more about that soon. Now stay tuned for the next video lesson where I will teach you how the power of one wish can change your life. This is James Van Praagh from the James Van Praagh School of Mystical Arts. I look so forward to sharing more with you later on.